What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. I'm out here in Mexico. We just touched down. I'm here for a friend's wedding. But guys, once again, I forgot my mic. So I'm going to do the best I could do. I tested the audio, so bear with me. It's not going to be the cleanest sounding production, but I don't think it's all that bad. So hopefully it is tolerable and you guys can get through this, but it's not going to be very long anyway. Let's get into it. UFC Fight Night, we got Derrick Lewis versus Jailton Almeida. This is a really fun fight for multiple reasons. Derrick Lewis is literally the only guy who can just get up. Like, literally. When it comes to a technical stand-up, getting up above his back, if you say, and we always make fun of this, if you just shout, just get up, you know that, coach. Derrick Lewis is the guy who can actually just get up. It's pretty fascinating. Some of me and some of the fighters and myself were talking about this because I actually reposted the clip that ESPN posted, and jokingly we just go like, yo, it's just not fair. He's like an anomaly. He's kind of like Francis Ngannou. He's an anomaly. When it comes to power, he is just ridiculous. So when it comes to just getting up, he is ridiculous. He's not the same as everybody else. This is interesting because I think Almeida is a submission specialist. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know too much about him. I know he won his last one. Oh, he won his last two over Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Shamil Alphabet Akhmadrinov. One was a ground and pound against Shamil, and then Rozinho was a rear naked choke in round one. So round two finish, round one. And before that, he had a rear naked choke finish against a guy named Anton Turkalj, and Parker Porter submission, rear naked choke, rear naked choke, rear naked choke. If you look down the line of all his wins, it's arm triangle choke, rear naked choke, a decision. This is before the UFC, obviously. So it says a lot. I do think this would classify him as more so a submission guy versus a striker. And who doesn't want to see that? I mean, I do think when you have that classic matchup of striker versus grappler, it kind of gives us that reminiscence of the olden days of the UFC when it was predominantly one style versus another style. Art Jimson comes to mind wearing one boxing glove, taking on some of the guys that he fought. One boxing glove, the other hand was just his hand covered up and wrapped. And we've seen how those fights go. But that was way back in the day. Now we get an opportunity to see this in a more better scale where you still see some specialists out there. I would kind of consider myself a ground specialist. I think I'm in that category. You guys let me know. I don't know. I think my knowledge on the ground is pretty adept to multiple ranges of grappling from like judo, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. With that being said, you got the striker versus grappler matchup between myself and O'Malley. Obviously, the fight didn't get to the ground. And then you got some other ones like Damian Maia versus some of these other guys like Usman, where Usman's the grappler, but then you have Damian Maia versus Tyron Woodley, who's the striker, where the fight didn't necessarily get to the ground. You know, it was more so just that standing and trying to see what would happen because of the styles. Styles make fights, and that's kind of why we tune in, because we want to see if there's a possibility that X could do this to Y. With that being said, Almeida being the grappler, can he get Derrick Lewis down? And if he does, can he keep him down, or will Derrick Lewis just get up? I don't know. It's a tough one to say. Derrick Lewis came out guns blazing with his last fight, flying knee, and who knows if his balls was hot in that moment, because the way he ran at him was just like he had to get out of there. Like something was definitely going on down there. It's a joke. This is my humor. Rogerio de Lima, that's who he fought. Flying knee, 2 ground strikes, finish him in round 1, and that was 33 seconds. So Derrick Lewis, I do believe, has the most knockouts in UFC history, and I believe in the heavyweight division. So we do know if he connects, you are getting sent to the gulags. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. And of course, Derrick Lewis has been on a skid. The Rogerio de Lima was the one to break that skid. He lost 3 in a row. He beat Chris Dawkins, right hooks, round 1. Then lost to Tai Tuivasa. Lost to Sergey Pavlovich. And then lost to Sergey Spivak. And then he just broke it by winning against Rogerio de Lima. So I'm intrigued by this. I do believe this is also in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check that out. Let's make sure we're not talking shite. UFC Fight Night. I do believe this one is going to be in Brasilia. Venue, yep, Sao Paulo, Brazil. We're actually thinking about going. Getting another stamp in the passport, but we had the wedding, so here we are. So with that being said, I lean on the side of Derrick Lewis. I just think he's very strong, hard to hold down. And when you got a guy like that, it just makes it more intriguing to see if the other person can get the fight to the ground. I mean, Derrick Lewis is going to come out swinging them things. We know that. And he's very interesting because he's not like the most athletically built. He's not like Francis Ngannou when he steps in the octagon. But there's something super terrifying about Derrick Lewis that just, if he runs at you or looks at you a certain way, although he might be funny on Instagram, you just see him and you're just like, yo, this guy just looks, I don't know, he just looks scary. He just looks like a scary dude, but he's a really nice dude. He's actually really nice. But if you see Derrick Lewis running at you full speed, at his full speed, just get out the way. Turn the other way and run. And hope he doesn't catch you. Because if you do, you're getting it. With that being said, I'm leaning towards Derrick Lewis to get the job done. I'm going to say second round TKO. Knockout TKO. I'm going to say TKO. Second round TKO. Unless Almeida can show some real crafty, it's not even crafty, some solid defense. If he can show some solid defense, I can see him trying to drag Lewis down to the ground. But I just think as the fight goes on and Derrick Lewis starts to land and you start to feel the whiff of those bungalow fists, those lunch boxes swinging past your face, you're just probably just going to fall over and just be like, all right, I'm out. I'm good. Thanks for coming. This was fun. I'll see you guys next time. But if Almeida wins, his trajectory into the rankings, the upper rankings of the heavyweight division is, I would say, is huge. He would be considered a true contender. And I don't want to call Derrick Lewis a gatekeeper, but that is kind of the term. If you could get past Derrick Lewis, you essentially are ready for like that top 5 conversation and potentially a title shot. With that being said, I'm leaning with my guy, Derrick Lewis, the Black Beast, Mr. His Balls is Hot. Go out there, go get it done. Can't wait to watch this. I'm going to be dialed in even while I'm at the wedding, but for the main event, I'm going to, have to sneak away a little bit. So, shh, don't tell nobody. Other than that, we got this card. We got Gabriel Bonfim taking on Nicholas Dalby. One thing I respect about Dalby is that he got cut from the UFC, came back, and he rallied his way back. He's taking on another prospect in Bonfim, who is on the Contender Series, getting a lot of hype right now. He's on a 3-fight winning streak in the UFC. His last loss was to Tim Means, and before that, he beat Daniel Rodriguez. So he's been on quite a run since his release in the UFC. In the UFC, he lost to Zach Cummings, Peter Zabata, Carlo Pedersoli, and then he went to Cage Warriors. He won. No, that was no contest. And then they signed him again. He took on Alex Oliveira, beat Oliveira. No contest against Jesse Ronson. Daniel Rodriguez, lost it to Means, and now he's won 3 in a row. If there's not dedication to the craft, to the game, he's 38 years old. So it's one of those things kind of be like the changing of the guard or the changing of the generation, I should say. The young guys coming out to take out the old line. I don't know. Bonfim is 26 years old. He's undefeated. When he came in from the Contender Series, he won by Von Flue choke, mounted guillotine in the UFC debut, and then guillotine choke in his second fight against Trevin Giles, and now he's taking on another stud in Nicholas Dalby. I'm looking forward to this one. This is the co-main event. Should be a great fight. I like Dalby a lot. I do like the prospect as well. But there's something about when the old guard stands his ground and says, "You shall not pass." That is Nicholas Dalby. So I'm leaning towards him. Hope he gets the job done. And respect to Bonfim, because I think he's a tough, top-level talent. Him and his brother, very, very good fighters, in my opinion. But I am pulling for the guy that I know a little bit more and have actually met before. Have I met him? I think I met Nicholas Dalby. I think so. I could be completely wrong and just made that up. I could have just made that up completely. But looking forward to this one. The Bonfim brothers as well. Ishmael Bonfim taking on Vince Picel. So we'll see how this goes. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I would say my sleeper fight for this one might be this Elvis Briner kid versus Kainan Kraszewski. I believe he's making his debut, Kraszewski. Let me verify that. Yep, he's coming off the Contender Series. Oh, he's the one who fought our guy, Dylan Montello. Okay, so I think this is, maybe this is not a sleeper fight. I think Elvis Briner should win this. Briner, I was picking him because he had that crazy fight with our Georgian friend. I forget. Let me verify the name. Who lives in Sweden now, Goram Kutaladze. So, you know, I kind of tend to pick the guys who, if they beat someone that I know or anything like that, become like kind of like I want to say like a fan, but a supporter of their run. You know, because the more they win, it kind of makes the loss age a little bit better, you know? So I'm going to say my sleeper fight now is, Ilazu Zaleski versus Renat Fakhretdinov, something like that. He's the one that fought Kevin Lee when Kevin Lee made his return back to the UFC, and that was crazy. So I think that's my sleeper fight. Will it be a barn burner? I think Zaleski has the goods to make this competitive and force Fanat to get in a little bit of a dogfight. Or Renat might just take him down and just squish him. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it, guys. Shout out Nerd Focus. Check out nerdfocus.com or go on Amazon to pick up some product. Tell them that I sent you. Really good stuff. Thank you guys for supporting. I am partners with Nerd Focus. So, yes, I am stock shareholder in the brand. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. I'm about to go get myself a margarita to start my breakfast and to start my day. See you guys very, very soon. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe, though. Don't forget.